Hey everybody, this is Dave with the Bass Channel. Welcome back to the channel. A couple of months ago, we showed you a pretty great amp from Laney Amplification over in the UK. Well, now we've got its little offspring, the Laney Digbeth Preamp pedal.
He is exactly like you in every way. Except 1/8 your size.
All right, welcome back everybody. Hope you liked what you just heard. As I said right at the top of this video, today's pedal is the Laney Digbeth Preamp version. So it is essentially the preamp side of the Laney Digbeth amplifier that we featured before. Now, a little disclaimer, a little note of housekeeping actually, and that is that the tones that you're hearing in this video are mostly the XLR DI right out of the pedal, but in accordance with a couple of requests that we've gotten, we're also mixing in some of the signal from the Laney 2x12 cabinet as well. So you're getting that combination of mic'd cab and DI sound. The Laney Digbeth DB-PRE is designed to give you the freedom to take your bass sound with you anywhere you go, featuring both FET and tube signal paths, and with incredible tone shaping capabilities, the DB-PRE is loaded with comprehensive ins and outs, allowing it to be your main standalone bass tone as well as part of any existing bass rig. It's perfect for the versatile bass player who wants total control over their sound. That little end part, it's the perfect item for somebody who wants total control over their sound. That is the kind of statement that you're going to hear about a lot of preamp pedals. That's what preamp pedals are supposed to do. They're supposed to give you their signature sound in a portable package. Well, let's run this thing through its paces and see what kind of tones we can get out of it. Now, one thing that I thought was cool about the amp and is also cool about the preamp pedal is the fact that it does have that almost kind of bi-amped. You've got an FET preamp and a tube preamp in parallel with each other. And of course, anybody who likes tube amps is going to like the tube side. Anybody who likes FET amps, well, you know, if you're living that FET life, you'll find a home here too. One of the interesting things about this preamp is that it's got a tilt EQ, right? So you've got your what they call a seesaw EQ. If you turn it up, you get more highs and high mids and fewer lows and low mids. And if you turn it down, you get more lows and low mids and less highs and high mids. Pretty simple operation. And fairly handy and kind of unusual in preamp pedals, this one's got an effects loop. So if you've got an effect that you don't want to put in front of the preamp and it needs really to be in that kind of in the soup with the preamp, you're covered by that effects loop. As I mentioned before, it's got two channels, the FET channel and the tube channel. You can run either of those standalone or blend them together with the blend switch. It's got a 4-band EQ with switchable frequencies for the low mids, and that's in addition to the tilt EQ that adjusts the overall color of the sound. It's of course got a DI out. You can change the DI to be pre-source or post-source, and of course it's got ground lift. It's got an FX loop. Again, that's a little bit unique in the preamp pedal world. It's got an auxiliary in. That's an interesting additional feature that's often useful. It's got headphone jack out. It's got passive and active inputs. It's got a link out. And the whole thing is the size of a decently small pedal, and it weighs less than 2 pounds. Alrighty, we've run through a whole bunch of tech specs and kind of the basic information about the pedal, but I gotta say, man, this is, I really enjoyed the Digbeth amplifier. That was cool. The Digbeth Preamp is just kind of more of the same there. I really like some of the tonal flexibility that it's got, and I extra like the tube drive. Let me see if I can sum it up here. Some tube drives get farty, some tube drives get kind of artificial sounding when they're, you know, built into a pedal or what have you. But this one, I think, just gives you a good, like a nice amount of crunch without, number one, totally saturating it. It doesn't get all the way into melt your face off territory. It doesn't get farty, and it doesn't, I think it doesn't get too boxy or fizzy. It's just kind of a nice little layer of crunch with your signal. It's not, yeah, it's not mushy or anything like that. I like the attack. I like the general presence of the drive when it is cranked up. And you don't have to, it's not like a, you know, foot switch on and off distortion channel like some preamps have. It's just that if you want to mix in some of that tube channel, so you can use, say, the FET channel for a clean and then the tube channel for crunch, or you can just blend them together and run them that way all the time, what have you. It's really cool like that, in my opinion. It doesn't have some of the extra features that some of the all-in-one preamp pedals like to throw in. It doesn't have a compressor, for example, so you can throw in your own favorite compressor in the loop or in front of it or wherever, thanks to its flexibility of input and output options. One additional thing to note that the pedal does not have is a cab sim. The cabinet sound that you're hearing from our video blended with the DI is actually from a Laney 212 cabinet. All right, and with that, I'm going to go ahead and shut up about this pedal and let you guys hear a little bit more. And until next time, this is Dave with the Bass Channel. Like and subscribe. Become a channel member if you want to give us a little bit more extra love. And, of course, as always, we've got to thank Zounds for sending us this pedal. And with that, we'll see you next time.